Hey everyone, Dylan, Gold Pater Reviews with another little question. And this one's going to be, what kind of pan do I use? Now, there's lots and lots of pans out there. You can use lots and lots of colors. But this video is just to show what I use. And this is what my personal favorites are. Now, yours might be different. Leave in your comment. You can make sure you leave in the comments if you prefer a different pan and why. Don't just say, oh, I like this one. Tell us why you like it. So then people can choose themselves and maybe make better educated buys. So for my catch pan, this is what I use. This is the Garrett Super Sluice. And I love this pan. This is a pan you see on all the Gold Rush shows and the shows like that. When they're out in the streams trying to catch gold, this is the pan they use. This pan is for holding lots and lots of material and just cleaning it up to get to the base to see if there's any color in there. It's not a cleanup pan. It's just for lots and lots of material. But the couple things I like about it is right now it's really cheap. So if you're going to buy one, if you're thinking about buying one, now's the time because they're only about 12 bucks on Amazon shipped. And typically when I bought this, it was 30 bucks when I bought it on Amazon. And they were selling, and they're still selling for around 22 to 25 bucks on eBay and in most stores. Like if you go to any gold store or any online gold store, they're selling for about 25 to 30 bucks shipped. So right now they're on super clearance sale on Amazon. I think because they only have 10 left, they're trying to unload them. But for right now, I think they're 12 bucks shipped, a little bit less. But two reasons why I like this is one, it bangs up really, really well. I mean, I don't know if it shows in the camera, but this thing is really not shiny. I mean, it's beat and scratched up. And the more scratches you have in a pan, the better it is at recovering gold. And one of the things I will do, because this is, again, just my catch pan, but once I get a little bit of patered in there, like when I'm catching and say I go through a couple tablespoons, I will use this just to go back and forth to see if I'm spot checked, just to see if I'm losing stuff. Because sometimes you're just panning wrong, you're having a bad day, and this is a spot check. But another thing I really love about this pan is how big it is. Now, it fills my sink pretty much the whole thing, where I can, and I have before, panned only in this without my sink. I mean, you can easily pan out some pay dirt just in this. So if you're in a pinch, and if I was shooting a video and I didn't want to be in here, or if I was outside or anywhere else and I wanted to pan some stuff out, this is a pan that can do it. So if you're in a river and you're piling through the material and you're just saving all your black sands for later, you can just fill this up with water and pan inside of it. So I really use it as my catch pan, as you can see, but nothing ever really hits on the sides. Everything pretty much stays in here while I'm panning. And originally, I used to use this as my catch pan, but when it's floated and sunk all the way to the bottom, there's a lot of room left over where stuff was getting on the side. And I just figured, and plus sometimes I like to use it to pan, depending on the material. So this is what I use for my catch pan, or if I'm out in the field going somewhere in a river, which isn't very often anymore. And I love this thing. This is a Super Sluice from Garrett. Absolutely love them. Can't go bad. Now for my main pans, I use these. These are the Martin 4-stage. And I really like them. I like the fact that, when you start out with the plus 10, you go here. When you go to the next stage, you go here. If you're getting the unders, you can get here. And then for the final cleanup, it has a little spot here so you can pour it off, with the last year gold and stuff without actually hitting anything. And I love these things. I mean, but again, this is really preference. I know there's some other people that like some other pans. These are, again, by Martin Prospecting. And they have a lot of good pan companies. These are just the one I'm comfortable with. I like the fact that the majority of the stuff I pan out, I use these riffles, and there's a empty spot right here for my thumb. So when I'm panning, I love it. Now the only complaint I do have about these is I've had these pans for probably about 2 years. These two particular pans I bought about 2 years ago, and they still are shiny, shiny, shiny. They're really hard to scratch up. It's just a tougher type of plastic, which is good for, I guess, lasting a long time. The problem is I don't use this for fine gold recovery. I will do everything down until, I do my under 30 in this, but I won't try to do my final cleanup. So I'll end up with about probably 50% gold, 50% black sands. And then what I do is I transfer it to this. And this is probably the cheapest pan you can get on Amazon. They're about $5 or $6. Tons of companies make them. The biggest company is SE. And they're about, like I said, $5 or $6. You can even get them on eBay for about $5 or $6. They're really cheap. They're really flimsy. But the thing about it is, I mean, I don't know. Let me see if I can get them close to the camera. Maybe you'll be able to see. But you can just see this thing. I've only had this pan for probably about 9 months because I've gone through a couple of them because I tend to lose them or my son confiscates them to use in his room. These things scratch up. And I mean, I don't go over them with a Brillo pad or anything like that. And this is all scratches just from fine material. I mean, they just get battered because they're really so cheap that anything nicks them, which is great when you're trying to recover gold. So when you're panning at a tilt and you're, you know, going up and down trying to wash the black sands off the top of this, the gold really sticks. So I love these. I mean, they do make them in a couple different colors. I mean, as you see in my videos, they do have black ones, you know, which I use for separating. And they also have blue ones. So, and for $5, you know, here's the blue one. Here's the black one. You know, for $5 or $6, the reason I bought all these originally was just to see which one I like the color of. Because for fine gold, you really want to see what the contrast is. Now, I know most people typically use green, but I actually see better with green, but some people I do know see better with blue, and some people prefer black. So it's really just about preference. And for $6, you can go buy one or two and check out which one you like. I prefer all greens, but that's just me. So again, these are the pans I use, and I love them. I wouldn't change any of these pans for anything, but I'm not saying they're the absolute best for everyone. These are what I use and what I find to be the best, and I'll put links to them below. But again, like the Super Sluice, right now is $12. I'll have a link to it below. The Martin pans, I typically only use the 10-inch just because it's more comfortable for me and it fits better inside the Super Sluice. This one right now is $11.99 on Amazon, and it does come with a little bottle, the snuffer bottle, and then the 14-inch is, I believe, $12.95. So it's really on preference. If you're used to using a 14-inch, then I suggest buying this one. If you're used to using a 10-inch, or if you have a kid, the 10-inch, you know, $12, can't beat it. These again are by SE, but any really cheap one, you can see how it is. It's only got one line of grooves. I'll put a link to them in my Amazon in below. They're only $6, and I love them. They typically run out of the green ones a lot, so you might have to buy a blue one or a black one, but then you might learn if you like the colors better. So, just a quick video telling you what I like. Thanks a lot. Make sure you subscribe, comment, share, and all that. And make sure you leave in the comments what you prefer to use and why.